We are so close to finishing this rebind. Let's finally make it look like a book by casing it in. Now, the idea of casing can be terrifying, but the good news is you do have a little bit of time to make adjustments once the process is started. So you will, of course, need your cover and your text block. You'll need some scissors for this first part, PVA glue, and a brush to spread it out. I also like to have my ruler and a square or something else that I can use to hold these tabs open. So there's a few ways to attach a text block to a cover. You can do one tab and then glue the spine or the Oxford Hollow and then the other tab. But I am going to attach the Oxford Hollow to the cover first. And then once that's fairly dry, at least dry enough to not move around, I'll glue the two tabs. Now I've really only tried this approach, but I like it a little bit more because it makes the alignment slightly easier from what I've heard anyway. So the first thing we're going to do is cut down these cardstock tabs that we left on there when we removed the original cover. Now you want to make sure you leave a little bit of a tab there, but you do not need all of this room. And from what I've heard, even just a tiny amount of both the cardstock left on as well as this book paper does a lot in terms of keeping the cover attached to the book. And really that is all you need. And then we can flip this over and do the same on the other side. All right, so I'm going to try something new here. Up until this point, I have always glued these down at the same time that I glue the tabs. So I'm going to take the needle nose applicator and a Q-tip to apply a little bit to the inside of this. You really do not want to use a whole lot here. It's really just enough to cover the area. And now that that's on there, I'm going to pull in from the spine and push everything down. And just to get a little bit of even pressure on there, I'm going to use my ruler, and then we can move on to the other side. Now, I'm really hoping that I have not overlooked anything, and that this is not just a terrible idea. Now, one thing to be careful of is getting any on the text block at the top and bottom. If you have any extra, I would highly recommend you try to wipe that up as early as possible. I'm going to go through and open up each side a couple of pages in. I don't want to do that first page in case it's glued down, and just make sure that's not way too stiff on that place we just glued down. So now that that's done, we want to bring in our cover. Really, we'll only need the glue and a brush for this, and I'm going to keep the paper towel. All right, so now we get onto the daunting task of actually attaching the text block to the cover. So what I like to do, especially if this is your first time ever doing this, is to do a quick dry run. So just do a practice round of trying to fit the text block onto the cover without using any glue or anything like that. So the first step is to check the orientation of everything. So I have an arrow on my craft text. I want to make sure that's pointing the correct way, which it is. And then for the text block, as long as you know for a fact that you have installed your ribbons the correct way, it's not too hard to tell the difference between the top and the bottom. You'll probably want to have your ribbons tucked into the book for this step as well. But first, you are going to weigh down each of the tabs with something. It really does not take too much pressure to do this. I just like to make sure that the tabs are completely off of the craft text. All right, so once you have that on, this is where you will add the glue to the Oxford Hollow, spread it out with your brush, and then comes the most terrifying part, which is trying to place your book in the center of your craft text. Because if you'll remember, we added a small amount to our craft text in order to account for these tabs right here. You want to do your best to lay your text block down centered on your craft text. Then push it down just a little bit. You want it to be somewhat tacky, and then you can take away the things that are holding down your tabs. Then what you're going to do is you're going to open up the text block to about the center it does not have to be bookmarked. And here you want to make sure that it is fairly well centered and not like skewed this way or that way. But you're going to add some pressure here, and it may not be exactly perfect, but you do want it to be fairly close. And then I'm actually going to change where this is at because it may not be ideal to have that happen. So once you have that at a place that you are fairly happy with, it does not have to be perfect, then you're going to close the whole thing by holding it under the cover and then doing that. And here what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that it is centered on the top and the bottom. I tend to do this just kind of based off of the amount of room between the headband and the fold over. So right now this text block is a little bit too far up, so I'm going to move it down just a smidge. And I think right there is about perfect. And what you want to do is grab the text block itself and then just push into the spine and along the edges here on the top, and do the same thing on the bottom as well. And then just kind of try to do the same thing everywhere. So grab it in the middle, push into the spine like that. Now what you'll want to do is make sure that the spine hubs are aligned. So just kind of try to get them placed along the text block correctly. Like so is good here, and up here it's not very good. This part is going to be very difficult to do during a dry run, but you can kind of get an idea of what to look for. And you're going to look down the whole thing, make sure they all look good. Now you want the spine to be really tight to the text block. At least that's the look that I tend to go for. So what you're going to want to do is put the book down and then use something a little bit heavy to hold the cover in place. I'll be using this. And then you just want to press in on the spine so that you can get it really well adhered to the text block. Now you want all of this to be done fairly quickly. And then once you've pressed in, you will want to hold on to the text block really near the spine if you can. Obviously don't do this. And then kind of pull the cover that way away from the spine so that way you're making sure that it is really well adhered. And you want to do the same thing on the other side, that whole process. Grab your heavy thing, put it on here, kind of push the spine in and then pull the cover. And then what you want to do is make sure that all of the yaps look fairly even. So you want to look down this way. Make sure that both of these sides look pretty good. And then you'll want to flip it and do the same thing here. Make sure both of these sides look good and that they're fairly close to the same distance from the text block as this side. By doing this, I can tell that the text block needs to come down some. You'll want to grab the whole thing and kind of just pull it down. Now be very careful because you can rip your Oxford Hollow here. So you need to kind of do this step fairly quickly, but then taking another look, these now look closer. That's pretty good. And you want to do the same thing of making sure these are the same height by looking at it down the long way as well. And then once you've done that, you can make another pass of rubbing the spine, pulling the cover, flipping it over, doing the same thing, and then your spine will be ready to go. Now that we've done a dry run, time to do this for real. Now we get to the scary part of actually gluing. I may not talk a whole lot during this. I may be really trying to focus and make sure that everything looks good. As for the glue, you want to use a decent amount. You don't want it to be thin. You want to have enough that you can kind of wiggle the text block around if you need to. Let's get started. And make sure that you spread the glue fairly evenly, but also that you make sure that it goes all the way to all of the edges. Maybe not quite so far that it gets on your headbands and tailbands though. So if you have something like that happen, you probably use too much glue. All right, so now that I have added too much glue, I'm going to try spreading this out one more time. Now we can get started. Needs to come down just a little bit. And make sure you get above the top and below the bottom hubs on your text block. You do not want to miss those two spots. Now it's time to check the yap. Pretty good there. That's pretty good. Top and bottom. I think it needs to be pushed up though. I think that's pretty good. So let's repeat this process one more time. Now we can do just one more pass of holding the text block and pushing everything in, making sure that the spine is really well adhered. And there we go. So now that we have the spine glued, I'm not going to rush into the next step because I want this to really set extremely well. But up next will be the tabs. Now, contrary to the spine, you do not want a lot of glue for the tabs. Really, it's just enough to cover the entire tab so that it can stick down. You want to make sure that your tabs are flexible and that the book itself is not very stiff to hold open. And to do that, you need to use a very small amount of glue. So previously, this is where I would have also glued down the cardstock tab, but I wanted to try something new, so we did that earlier. For this process, you have to lift the cover up, and this may separate it from the spine a little bit. So whenever you get done, you need to make sure that you put a lot of pressure right here along this edge as you go to put down your tab. So again, here you want a small amount. Then I will spread it with the brush and just make sure that it does go all the way to the edge of your tab. And if you pull your cover away, you may want to consider putting just a dab of glue right there. So now I will make sure to push the cover in extremely well right here first before I put down any tabs or anything. Then I will kind of roll my finger onto the place where the tab should be, or especially right here near the top and the bottom. Then you're going to keep adding pressure here and push the tab down and slide it away from the spine. And this will just kind of help keep the spine tight as well. All right, so now that that's done, I will grab a ruler and put it kind of in the crease of the tab. Close the book and just push everything down to get some nice even pressure. And with that, I will also once again pull on the cover, make sure that everything nice and tight. See if I can't pull the tab in a little bit more now that I've done that. Now what you're looking for here is that this still be flexible. And that's actually looking pretty good. I think most of that stiffness is coming from the cardstock as opposed to the tab. So pretty happy with that, so now we can move on to the other side. All right, so once again, pull the cover, go over your spine one more time, and now I'll go through and just kind of squeeze and press everything one more time. And now we can throw a book on here, make sure that the edge of the book is right on the edge of the spine, and I'll add some weight to it. And we'll leave this as is until it fully dries. So with that, I think that's about it for this video. Stay tuned for the next video where we'll add the end sheets and cut the ribbons. Thanks for watching.